Hey guys, it's Ace from Fit for Survival, here to give you an overview of the Ontario SP51. This is a knife that my wife picked up for me this last Christmas, and I haven't been able to do a review of it, so that's what this is today. Pretty much going over the key features of it, what I use it for, and also the tools that I use in conjunction with it to make it so that I've got a complete system. There's a lot of guys out there that talk about having a one-tool option, and one-tool option overall is something that really doesn't exist. If you're going to go out into the woods with one tool, you're going to be making some compromises somewhere, and I'm not about a one-tool option because if you were stuck out in the woods, you're probably not going to have a survival knife on you anyway. If you had to go without a bug-out bag or anything like that. The stuff I'm going to be showing you today is part of my EDC bag, so it's something that I'm carrying with me every day. So the likelihood of me having it in a difficult situation is pretty high. But if I did get caught, out in the woods without it, I'd be looking at my Swiss Army knife and maybe a Leatherman. So this is kind of going over what pieces are going to make up a system, and to be able to process wood effectively, because other than shelter, my most important thing is going to be fire. You can do a lot of things with fire, and if you do not have a fire, you're going to be really hard up to get anything else done. So let's kind of dive in. So the Ontario SP51 is a really good knife from Ontario, and price-wise it's very competitive to other options out there like the Becker BK2. It is made out of 5160 high carbon steel, and it has a great heat treat, which in theory makes it even stronger. I chose the SP51 in comparison to the SP50 because of the saber grind in comparison to a full flat grind. For those of you that don't know what the difference is between a saber grind and a full flat grind, I'll kind of give you an overview of it. A lot of people like a full flat grind, which means that the blade goes from its thinnest point and slowly tapers up to its thickest point, and in this case, for this knife, a 1/4 inch at the top, meaning that you're going to have very little metal at the bottom and slightly progressing up to the 1/4 inch. The reason that I don't go with a full flat grind is going to be because of chipping out. If you have a full flat grind knife and you put some hard use through it, or you're using it as a knife that is going to save your life, you don't want that chipping out, because a broken tool is pretty much a useless tool. The reason with the saber grind that you don't have, in my opinion, of as much opportunity to chip out is because from this point here to the actual spine of the knife, you're looking at a full 1/4 inch of metal, and then it has a very sharp taper down to the actual cutting edge, meaning that you still have the opportunity to chip out here, but because it's a thicker profile and a very heavy sweep up for the edge, you're going to have more metal here and less likelihood of that chipping out or breaking. It is a full 8.82, almost a 9-inch blade. Overall length, you're looking at 14.65 inches, and at the top you're looking at a 1/4 inch thick, almost all the way to the point, which is nice because some of the ones that are the clip blades actually have some kind of issues with the points breaking off because they're not as thick at that point. Also, when talking to people about survival knives and things of that nature, I get a lot of people that will send me pictures or show me their knives, and a person that actually uses their knife for batoning or for actual real tasks because of this here. That's the coating coming off of the knife. I've seen many videos on YouTube of people that have a so-called survival knife but don't have any of the coating removed, and unless you're sending it into like a place to get it Duracoated, you're gonna see the coating actually wear off. So that's definitely something to look for, to see, you know, people that are internet survival guys versus ones that actually know how to survive. Um, Also, some other, you know, probably one of my greatest likes of this knife is definitely the price. For the price of pretty much a Becker BK2, which is, I think the blade is only either 5 or 6 inches, you're getting a, you know, almost a full 9-inch knife. And if you get it at the right place, the guys over at Ontario Knife Store, you're going to be able to get it for around $77, plus around, I think it was either $5 or $10 in shipping, which is actually really reasonable for the quality of knife that you get. Knife does come with a craton handle, which is very nice. It's grippy, and even in wet situations is going to be able to you know, maintain a grip. The only thing that you're going to want to do is make sure to carry mineral oil with you, because it is a hard carbon steel blade and has the ability to rust out on you if you don't take care of it properly. In addition to this, though, as I said, it's not a one-tool option, meaning that you need to have more than one tool to affect your survivability in a way that's going to make it so that you're going to be able to survive the difficult, you know, thing that is nature. And in a crisis situation, you really want to have be tool heavy and have tools at your disposal. As far as fire is concerned and woods processing, I use this knife in addition to a Baco Laplander, which is one of my favorite saws out there. In addition to a Baco, I would also probably say a Silky saw would be a good addition. Other people have tried Fisker saws and things of that nature, but the quality of the saw and how fast it goes through the wood is definitely something that I'm liking in the Baco, and also the Silky saws. So something definitely to keep in check there. Also, you notice this knife is absolutely massive, so I'm not using this for woods, bushcraft, making things, small woodscraft, small tasks, because this is a woods processing blade, or wood processing blade. It's not intended to be my bushcraft blade. I'm a believer in multiple blades for that. And for that, I have two other knives. For the ones to where I'm going to be, you know, kind of really just being hard on it, I've got it's a Becker SE combination. This is called the Escobar. I chose to get the scales on it. They are an extra cost, but it definitely makes it a lot easier to use when it's you know, you don't want your knife blending in, and it makes it so it's a little bit better to hold. I am going to be using a new knife that is coming out from K-Bar in the next month or two, when either I get it or my wife gets it for me for Father's Day. It's called the Game Stalker. It's from K-Bar and Johnson Adventure Blades. The reason I'm going to choose that is because it is a stainless steel, meaning that if for some reason my vessel of my mineral oil broke, or I wasn't able to use mineral oil, then I would still be able to skin without having to worry about it rusting out. One of my other blades that I use that is definitely an old-time favorite that is definitely not made anymore is going to be a Western knife, very old. It's got a leather handle that you have to take care of, but this is one that I use for a lot of bushcraft tasks because it is such an incredibly sharp blade because of the high carbon steel, and it is a full tang knife, which also makes it very resilient, and it is halfway thick for what it is. But other than that, the other options that would be available, other than using something like the Ontario SP51, would be you could use a hatchet if you want. I call hatchets a good weather tool. If you are in good weather and you are outside, you can easily use a hatchet and get a brace, you know, something to brace what you're cutting against, so that you can actually chop wood with it. But in the wintertime, if you're in snow, you're going to have a hard time doing that, and that's why I've chosen the SP51, is so that I can baton through the wood and not necessarily have to have a pedestal to put the wood on. The best ones that I've found are from Estwing, and they are available at, crazy enough, your local Home Depot, and I think Lowe's stores also carry them. They are a full metal construction. The only one I do not recommend is going to be the Camp Axe, which is a 14-inch version. And the reason being is it has a leather stacked handle, which is seems to be very prone to dry rot. And if you have something, you know, as I said, I've got a leather stacked handle on that, but I also have a backup, so that if for some reason the leather rots out or breaks off on that, I've still got my Escobar. But the leather rots out, and then you're going to have a hard time using that hatchet. But other than that, that's pretty much it for this video. Give you kind of an overview of the knife itself. The sheath is also very excellent. I mean, it is not the best sheath on the planet. That's going to be something you're going to get from like Hedgehog Leatherworks, and pay, you know, more than what this knife costs to get something like that. It does have drain holes in the bottom. You've got 2 Velcro and snap retention snaps at the top, as well as a secondary pocket that I have a sharpening stone in. It's also on the back MOLLE capable and has the ability to support up to a 2-inch belt, which is also very handy. It's with the new ones. I do like the sheath, and I have no reason to really get anything different than that. I don't need the fanciest. If it works, then that's all I care about. So that's pretty much it as for today. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. And thanks again for watching Fit for Survival.